SEED stands for Seeking Educational Equity and Diversity. It is a national program that's been around for about 32 years or so, started by Peggy McIntosh from Wesley College. And what SEED really is it's a diversity seminar that is much different than anything I've ever been a part of in my life. We study what we call the scholarship on the shelves and scholarship of ourselves. And the difference between that is we have like current literature that we follow through like race and gender and sexual identity and ageism and all those kind of things. And we study like systems and structures as it relates to that. And we analyze that data and we have these kind of difficult conversations in a very kind of cerebral way, which I think most people are used to. Like you have an article and you share it and you say, what's your perspective on that? But the thing that SEED adds to that is these perspectives, what's in the room, and that's the curriculum in the room, and that's the stories that people have inside of them, their experiences, and so it's quite addictive when you sit around a group of folks that are so introspective and share some deep, intimate stories about themselves that they didn't even know were in them. And that comes from the facilitation, from the questions that are asked. But they go on this journey, and you get to go along with them. And in doing so, you get reflections back to you, some things that feel common. And then a lot of times you get a lot of what we call window experiences, where you're like, oh, wow, I've never seen that before. It's like looking into another world. And what I think it ultimately does is develop empathy in a way that having those kind of cerebral conversations just can't do.
I really love it. It's been a really very cool experience. I love that it's made me look deeper at my own life and the way that I was raised in my own journey through life. And through understanding myself better, I feel like I've gotten a better look at the world around me.
You know, I was surprised at how much I learned, or even maybe more surprised at how much I thought I knew about certain topics. And you know, just having those conversations where you think you know your point of view and you think you know your argument about something, and then you listen to all the shared stories and you change.
For me, I think I've gained confidence to talk about really important issues because I'm more knowledgeable about the history and the societal pieces at play, and I speak more confidently about my beliefs and about the importance of addressing race and class and gender in society, whereas I think before maybe I would feel that something's uncomfortable and not right, but not know enough about how to address it. And now, from this experience, I have that confidence and knowledge.
I think the first thing that you think it's all about is about the school. And I think that the main thing that I learned, it's not really about the school. It's about people and how people function in society and move around. And I think that if you kind of pose it like this is a window that kind of helps you through some stuff, and there's no element in your life where some of the tools that you learned here wouldn't be applicable. Like there's nothing you do on a day-to-day basis where something that you learned here wouldn't apply.
Yeah, it's offered me some like insight into the community, me, as a person, other people. I can't say like things were entirely shocking, but things are definitely clarified. I consider myself a pretty enlightened person, but even that, like this was really informative, and I was surprised how much I really did learn too.
What I love most about SEED is that it gives you an opportunity to just kind of stop and reflect and do some self reflection. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about me and things from my past, and I think it made me more open to hearing a lot and learning about other people.
I think a lot of the things I was aware of, but the level and the depth of it, I guess I wasn't aware of, and through activities that Brian had us do was very enlightening in terms of hearing the other story versus the concept of the single story and how things are perceived versus, I'd say, my perception versus other people's perceptions and such.
The way that it's made me feel is, I guess, maybe more thoughtful, and definitely more sensitive to other people that come into my life and other situations.
I would definitely recommend Seed to other people. I think it was a great opportunity for self-reflection, but also personal growth. There was this piece of it that was kind of self-care, and it was a time where I wasn't on a computer, I wasn't looking at my cell phone. I was really just present with the people that were in Seed and taking that time to do something for me and something for my school community, which I think is a really cool part of Seed that I wouldn't have thought would have come out of it.
I've always been interested in social justice and the community aspect of teaching and of the world, but I never expected to be quite so impacted by it and so fired up about it. I'm really excited to see where it leads me, even after the program and continuing on.